So once they're engaged or visually identified, that counter comes on and just stays on. So feed bag has a gun and has an aim. He's going to roll with the gun since the attack value is the same. That's this 2 here. And it's actually easier to run out of aims. So we're going to roll on 2. So we get 2 shots. We need to roll basically 14 or greater. So 12 on the dice. We got 11 there. And 9 there. So 2 shots, nothing happened. While we're here, we'll go ahead and roll for depletion. If we roll under that, we're depleted. It's just with 1. So the first one we roll, it's a 7. Now this one we're going to be -1. 4. So guns are depleted. And I actually realized right away I screwed that up. You get a +1 modifier for having an additional weapon. So that first one would have hit. It would have been a 12. So we're here. So the DRV has 1 damaged. I'll just write this down. Right. So this was the last combat. I just haven't erased it. So we got through depletion. We'll do the same for the DRV. They're going to be at -2 here, -1. So -3 total. But they have 4 aircraft. So 13 -3 we said, so 10 on 4 aircraft. They get 1 shot off. But I actually don't think that matters. Yeah, they shouldn't have engaged. Yeah, because they're out of their guns are already depleted, so they shouldn't have engaged. Let me think. Well, they engaged. We'll just roll with it. I shouldn't have done that though. So next we'll allocate our damage. They have 1 damage, or yeah, 1 damage. They have 4 aircraft. So rolling on this will just tell us which one is actually damaged. 4 aircraft 2 is damaged. So we're here. What the C means is if another aircraft is crippled, we can allocate the damage to them instead. That didn't happen. So now we're going to check morale. We'll check morale for the DRV first. They're at -1 here. They were disadvantaged, so -2, -3. Uh, 15. So we're at 12. So they're disordered. They're already disordered. Nothing else happens, but they will end up scattering. We roll on this. 5. So he's going to move 1 forward. He's scattered. Nothing happens to him, but he still has to roll on morale. I believe. Let me check that. Yep, so we'll roll for him no matter what. He's at +1 here. Sorry for the shadow. That's it. So +1. So 14. So he's still going to end up being disordered. And I didn't do this. That probably would have affected that. You drop morale. So he goes from +1 to being 0. He's going to be disordered, like so. He's going to get a maneuver for taking place in combat. And he's going to scatter. Same thing. 3. So he'll move. And so how you scatter, he's facing this way. He'll change to where he wants to go and then move into that hex. So that's combat. The maneuver marker makes you have to spend half your movement points to get rid of it. And then you can keep moving. This guy can't now initiate combat because he moved 4 to get there. So we actually need to cross off one of his fuel because he dashed to get there. And that's it. That's combat. Fast and Furious, once you get the hang of it, it rolls pretty quickly. And then even these guys in the bombing run, once you get into the groove, the turns take place pretty quickly. The movement of getting everybody where they need to go just takes a long time. These raids took quite a bit of time to develop, and I think we're working, a couple minutes or so per turn or per move. So that's combat. I think we're going to end it there. I'm going to keep playing. The US, I think, already probably doesn't have a chance of winning because of the way the victory conditions work is it's kind of just based, it's just up to the US. Either they win or they lose, even in the opposed game. So they're going to lose victory points. They're losing 4 already for fighters lost and another 2 for crews being lost. So they're down 6. The highest they can get is 9. Shooting down DRVs. So there were only 2 DRV on the map. So 9. 13 is the highest they could get from there. Already -6. So they're already in inconclusive operation. They still have to pass flak here, here, and here. They're not going to run into this. Yeah, here also from the diversionary. So the bombers are going to have to get through unscathed just for this, and we're still about a third of the way into the mission. We'll keep going probably until they get through their bombing runs. I'm not going to take them all the way back because chances are these are going to be so disordered that, or not so disordered, but they're disordered. It's very hard to come back from disorder. You have to roll a natural 20 on a 2d10. So chances are they can't initiate any combat. They could potentially chase them down to shoot them, but this guy's disordered. This guy's aborting. This guy down here, so disordered, has lost half of his flight already. He's getting off the board. So we'll play it out, but probably not past the bombing runs. I'll come back for the bombing runs and show how that works. Pretty cool. They're going to run into some flak here. But when these guys get up there, we'll come back and show that. We're going to look at the bombing run and wrap this up. There's a bombing run about to happen up here, but this one they'll be able to make. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So the way it works is we drew a 3 for movement, so these 3 guys are going to move. Only this guy's going to get to bomb. And I don't think you have to be all the way over, get all the way over the target or through the target hex to bomb. So we'll just go ahead and do this. Here we have an A4C. Before he gets to bomb, this guy's going to get to shoot at his hex with medium flak, so we'll resolve that. They're at low, so we're going to be looking at low, medium, 15 or greater. So that's 8, so that misses. So that missed, so now we're going to make the bombing run. To do that, this is going to be a dive bomb, so from 1 hex away for a dive bomb, you say you're starting your bomb run. You'll move into the hex. Some bombers have a longer bomb run, so you state it from farther away. It's going to get to shoot again, so we're still at 15. That's 12, so that didn't have... I wonder if that'll show up a little bit better. Now we're going to get to roll on the air-to-ground attack table. So there's all these modifiers down here, and there's this huge table here. So we'll just go through. So we have an A4C. So the bomb site is 0. The attack value, oh, so these are all modifiers. The attack value is bomb times the number of aircraft, which is, there's 4 aircraft, so we're going to be on the 8 column here. And then these are going to be modifiers to the die roll. So we have +0, -1 for the attack profile, the target profile of B, so we're at -1. -2, -4 for the flak modifier. You can see here, I said -14, they were at -15. So at low, this parenthetical here is the modifier. So we're at -4 to here, and I think that's it. So -4 on the 8 column. We rolled 2 dice. So I rolled an 11, that's going to be 7. 7 on 8. It's going to be a 2. So what happens now is we put an attack 2 on that hex, and then it will get resolved, I think, after the whole bomb run takes place. So these guys are here, heading this way. These guys can now make their move. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, get shot at on 15. Nothing happens, and this guy's going to roll up here like that. So we'll keep doing that through the whole bomb run and then resolve the attack. Small correction here. Actually, I have 2 corrections to make. One, if this was a successful against the target, we'll resolve the damage at the end of the raid. So once we pretty much call a game, which I'm going to do after these guys get past here. Actually, maybe we need to play it out until they get past here, because their bomb run's going to take them back past this anti-aircraft there. So maybe we need to just kind of roll for each of those at the end. But if it was against the flak right here, we'd actually resolve it now to see what happened. Same thing against the miscellaneous ground targets, but the main target of the raid you do at the end. So we'll come back and check that out at the end. Gonna roll this one out. The other small correction is in this scenario I've been doing the random events from this folder here. As you can see, there's folders and charts and rules and stuff everywhere for this game. But it's worth the lookups. You're not supposed to roll for random events on scenario 2 for some reason, but I've been doing it. I'll stop now. You can see there number 4. I don't know why that's the case. I like the random events. I like some of the stuff, some of the chaos that ensues. But I'm not going to start over, so we'll just roll with what we have. As I said before, the U.S. can only get, I think the highest they can get so far is inconclusive operation. And if I think anything else gets shot down, it's going to be a defeat. If something happens from these flak locations on the map around here, and there's an inherent one in here. So we'll see how it rolls out. One thing I didn't mention about bombing runs, and it's not going to affect anything here. Oh, I think I messed that up. Yeah, no, this is the bomb run. If the bomb result is 0 and you're over an urban hex, you roll right away on the 0 success rating to see if there's any collateral damage, which is what these asterisks are. There'll be collateral damage, and that will count against the US player for inflicting harm on things he didn't mean to, or she didn't mean to. So that's it. These guys finished their bomb run over this target for a total of 6. I don't know if that should be... Maybe that should be like that instead. It's They got they got 3 2s. Both of these guys were unsuccessful. Both rolled 0s. Less suppression there, but just couldn't get the rolls for it. So we'll get this mess resolved. You can see it gets pretty counter heavy, especially with all the markers and everything. So you kind of have to keep track. We'll get everyone moved out of here, roll for these 2 guys going past here, and then tally up the results. Alright, we're all wrapped up. All the bombing happened. 102 lost an aircraft from flak, or 101 lost some aircraft from flak over the site. These guys are actually here. We need to roll 1 more for them. Okay, we're good. Played this out just quickly. If they get to here with high, it's only low, so can't actually do any, or light flak, so they can't actually do any damage. So we're going to go ahead and roll for these target attacks on this table here. All 3 will roll on this table. So that's 5. That's going to be no effect and no collateral damage. Roll here without moving the camera around. That's 17. So that's heavy. See, to me it seems like you should do this right away because anti-aircraft is suppressed. So that's heavy. There's a marker somewhere for that. I'll just note it. Heavy, and 1 more, which, yeah, we need a T. So we need at least a 17. Oh, that's what that was. That was 17, so it's destroyed, which means that should have been suppressed. I don't need to roll for the other one because destroyed is as high as you can get, but I'll roll it anyway. 13, and that would be heavy. So we destroyed that, took 3 aircraft losses, 3 crew losses. Let's go ahead and check out what that. So target's destroyed. In this scenario, you only get the greatest of the 2, and it's not underlined in the scenario, I don't believe. Nope. So that's 9. They shot down 2 MiGs, or we shot down 2 MiGs. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, which would put us into decisive victory. So that's pretty solid, right? So 13 minus 6 minus 9. So scored a 5. Inconclusive operation. The objectives were not achieved. The target may have to be restruck, which is kind of weird. So the raid was successful. The target was destroyed. But I guess politically or hearts and minds wise, or will of the people wise, it wasn't quite enough. The effects versus the cost wasn't high enough, and it's pretty hard for the U.S. in this game to actually get a decisive victory, because any losses are going to take away. My card's about to fill up, so I just want to briefly mention War for the Hell of It by Lieutenant Colonel. I think he was a retired lieutenant colonel. Ed Cobley. Great book on the air war. From his point of view, kind of all over the place. Very conversationally written, but it's a good companion piece for Downtown. So that's it.